Hey you guys, welcome in. So this is gonna be kind of an informative kind of video, and we're just gonna dive deep on the topic of living from the end. Okay, living from the end. Like on my website, I have begin with the end in mind. Okay, so this is so much very vital on our path to begin things with the end in mind. A lot of times, sometimes we can mindlessly be doing things, and it's very important that we begin everything that we do in this life thinking about the end, thinking about what is it that we want to manifest, what is it that we're trying to bring about into the atmosphere, because if we don't set intentions and things like that for that, things can kind of just get chaotic, you know what I mean? So it's really good to do this. Also, to look at these bracelets I made, guys. I will be coming out with some custom jewelry. I feel like I'm at the I'm recording all these videos. I feel like I'm modeling at the jewelry, the little jewelry channel they used to play late at night. Like, yeah, grandma used to have all like, grandma, you're not about to buy nothing off that channel, grandma, turn it off. Like so we have this one. I'm gonna tell you about this one, okay? So I will be making some more pieces and a lot more of these. So y'all stay tuned for that. Okay, but let's just get into it, okay? I need you guys to exit Earth and enter reality. Exit Earth and enter reality, okay? So if you guys didn't check out my Time is Illusion video, you need to go check that out to kind of understand this too on a deeper meaning. But first things first, I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of like brief synopsis on here. I'm gonna tell y'all the story, but I'm gonna really break this whole thing down on my Patreon. So y'all gonna get the, you know what I'm saying, the meat, and then Patreon gonna get the meat, potatoes, sides, rice, and all that good shit. Okay, so here we go. Let's get into the meat. Also, grab your cups of coffee, grab your cups of tea, grab your wine, whatever it is, that's your choice, okay? I know we're going through a Mercury retrograde, so you may need to grab that motherfucking shot. Whatever it is, grab it. All right, so let's get into it. So I was talking to my homegirl, and she was dealing with something or whatever, and she was just basically like, we all dealing with something, healing. And she was just saying how she was talking to her inner child, and she was so shy and things like that. And I know I've said this on my channel before, but I don't really talk about it often. But something that I like to do at least once a week. I would love to do it every day, but I don't remember to do it every day. So I know for sure I do like 2 to 3 times a week. And basically what I do is just I visualize my child self, my younger self, and then I visualize my future self of where I want to be, like actually closing my eyes, sitting there, and I go down to detail. What does my hair look like? What do I have on? It's easy to look at your child picture to remember yourself as a child, but to remember your future, living in the future, right? We living with the end in mind. So living in my future, it's harder to envision yourself in your future. But I go down, you have to go down to detail, and that's what I do, and that's how I'm able to really manifest and invoke that healing that needs to take place, and that understanding and that oneness within myself, okay? So when it comes to my future self, when it comes to all of me, I think about how my hair looks. Cause I start all the way at the top, and I go all the way down, okay? And I start at, how does my hair look? What does my hair look like? Okay, well, what do I have on my face? Do I have on shades? What kind of earrings do I have? Okay, well, how's my lipstick, and what kind of nose ring do I have? Like, I'm very specific. Then I go down, like, do I have a new tattoo? Or how does my future self look? What am I wearing? Well, I know, like, I break it down. Like yesterday when I was visualizing, so y'all know I'm in the process of getting myself together to move to Cali, right? And I was just imagining me getting off my plane, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna have like a little, because I'm planning on it still being cold, you know what I'm saying? Like, not cold, but cold. And I'm just flying into the San Francisco airport with my tan trench coat on, with my black jumpsuit, bra showing, like my little boobs showing a little bit, like, get very specific. I'm like, oh, I might got a gold little chain on, probably got my little shades on, my little, whatever they gonna be, whatever kind of shade they gonna be blacked out, or my hair probably gonna be pressed out, it's gonna be this color. getting very descriptive like that. Oh, how was my nails? What shoes do I have on? Like, it's so important. Like, I'm telling y'all, it's so important. So then when I think about my child self, I do the same thing. I didn't have no nose rings, so I think about that. I think about how my hair used to be. Even if I don't really have no pictures from my childhood, so I literally just go back to where I know it's just easier to, I feel like, to do something that you've seen before, though. Because it's harder to imagine yourself where you haven't seen yourself, but it is possible. That doesn't mean it's not possible. So I go back there and I look at her too, like, oh, she had her little braids, oh, she was a little chubby, and da-da-da-da, and she always was so sensitive, and, like, really just getting into the character of who I am all the way around, okay? And as you do that, I feel you also give yourself room to be who you were. A lot of times, especially me as a child, I didn't have room to really be who I was. People didn't really understand me. Even my family, they like, she's talking to herself. She's in her room talking to the sky, talking to dolls and shit. She lining them up. Like, I used to do a lot of different stuff like that. Like, I had my little classroom of dolls. Like, most times when people do stuff like that, they highly intuitive. So if your kid is doing that or you did it as a kid, you highly intuitive. Especially when your imagination, or kids that be lying and stuff, that's because their imagination be so super amazing, okay? They're super amazing, super intuitive kids, okay? So it should be nurtured, but most times it's not nurtured because it's not understood, okay? So if that's your child, more than likely, they're super intuitive, and they don't know what they know what they are, but they don't know the terminology to tell you, like, I'm having my visions right now, or I'm practicing my third eye, or I'm lifting my crown chakra. They can't tell you that because they kids. They don't know. They know who they are, and that's just all they know. Like I told y'all in that other video, like when I was doing those things, going to the water, and I grabbed made that white outfit, all that. I didn't. It's not nobody told me to do this. I just was drawn to it, and I just know what my spirit said to do, and I just did it because my spirit was remembering who I was. Okay, so that's the thing, okay? So if your child is doing that, or you did it as a child, you more than likely are highly intuitive, highly empathic. My babies too that was born with veils, you're 1 in a million, okay? Babies born with veils is only 1 out of 80,000 babies. So if that was one of you too, you highly intuitive. But everybody has intuition. Everybody's empathic. But just know that when it's like that, because like especially with me, like, never really mingled with a lot of people, never had friends, never, I just was to myself. Like, I would be in my room creating shit, drawing booklets and pamphlets, like, for a very long time. And then once I got to like 16, 17, start, running away and all type of shit and just getting into it with my parents. But younger ages, that was what I did. And I didn't even realize too, because I grew up in a Christian home, I didn't realize that was things that was empathic. I didn't even know what empathic was. I didn't even know what intuition, none of that. I wasn't taught none of that. Everything I learned was on my own. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so let's get into it. So I was talking to my homegirl, and she was talking about how she was talking to her inner child, and she was shy. Her inner child was shy, and she was just like, didn't, was just real soft-spoken. And it's really beautiful. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I'm getting chills right now. Like, when you start to talk to your inner child and your future self, it gets really beautiful. And the exercise that I like to do, which I am gonna do a guided meditation for this. I'm gonna do a guided inner child work too. I don't know if I'm gonna drop one on my on the channel, but maybe I'll do like a real extensive one on the Patreon. I don't know. Just look forward to it, okay? But yeah. So basically, your future self saves both of y'all hold hands and like come together and get an understanding, and finally your child self has a voice. All the things that maybe you wasn't allowed to do as a child now has a voice because you're right there listening to it. And your future self, even if you feel like you don't have a voice right now, your future self is giving you that. So it's like it's so beautiful. Like, I can't even hold you. Like, it warms my heart so much every time I do it, okay? So the thing is, hold on, y'all. So now this is the catch. we talk about living from the end. Exit earth into reality. Begin with the end in mind. So if time is not real, right? Don't let me lose y'all on this. Don't get lost. If time is not real, that would mean that your child self still exists, which means that your future self still exists because time isn't real. We are just, you know, interdimensional beings living in multiple dimensions at multiple times. And if time isn't real, then if your inner child is never nurtured or never spoken up for, it doesn't go away. It's still a pain. It still hurts. Because why? It never goes away. Your inner child doesn't go anywhere because time isn't real. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, we was on the phone and we was just like, damn. 11 on the clock. Like, she was like, because I was feeling it too. I'm like, because I'm saying it. And I've been saying this, but it was just like, it was just hitting. And I was just like, And she was like, damn, but the way you just said that, I know you be saying that, but she was like, just the way you just said that time. And I was just like, bro, it just did the same thing for me. Like, if time isn't real, then we're still existing in that timeline, but in pain until we go back and heal it and lift ourselves up in that timeline. Then we can be lifted up in all our other time. Like, it's deep, okay? It's deep. So if you want to keep hearing more about that, you know, if that didn't go over your head and you like, ooh, this is like, join the Patreon, because I'm about to do the Patreon exclusive after this video, and that will be posted shortly after this one on my Patreon. But yeah, you guys, let me know in the comments, like, did y'all catch that? Did y'all get that? Like, I hope I broke it down really good, and I hope y'all understood it, because that shit is deep. But I love you. Love yourself, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.